र स्मार्ट जमाना खल्ती हो पैसाको नयाँ ठेगाना। डाइनिङमा बसेर आधा रात उठेर पार्टीमा रमेर शपिङ मल घुमेर टिभीको पेमेन्ट डन, इन्टरनेट रिचार्ज डन, प्लेनको टिकट डन, फिल्मको टिकट डन, पैसा नभए नि हातैमा खल्तीबाटै पेमेन्ट डन। स्मार्टफोन र स्मार्ट जमाना खल्ती हो पैसाको नयाँ ठेगाना।
The next tense we are going to is present perfect continuous tense. Now, when do we use the present perfect continuous tense? We use it to imply that we have been working on something for a longer period of time than what is usually done. So, the structure here is subject plus have or has plus been plus verb with an ing. I have told you earlier that we need to use be plus ing with the verb in continuous. So are we using that? And I have also told that for the perfect we have to use, it's a must for us to use have or has plus verb in its third form. So are we doing that? Yes, we are doing that, because what we do is with the subject we use have or has, and the verb that follows have or has is be in its third form. So the verb that follows have or has is in the third form. Be is in the third form. And for the continuous, I had said we use be plus verb with an ing. And of course we are using be, that is in the third form, but we are using be. And we are using verb with an ing also. So let's look at the examples. I or you or we or they have been playing football. He, she or the boy. That means the third person singular. Only the third person singular noun uses has. So the third person singular has been playing football. That is how we do that. Once again, let me remind you, present perfect continuous is used to imply that we have been doing for something for a bit long time, and the structure we use is subject plus have or has plus been plus verb with an ing. Now the next part we are going to is the past tense. Now we move on to the past tense. Present tense means something that's happening at the moment, whereas past tense means something that has already happened. Okay, so when I said has already happened, that is the present perfect tense. When I have to say the same thing in the past tense, I'll say it happened. So that's what the difference is. So let's go to the simple past tense. So in the simple past tense, we don't have to think about what we have to use for the third person singular noun. Here it's easier. It's easier in the sense we use verb in the third form. In the simple past tense, we just use the verb in the third form. The structure is subject plus verb in its past tense, and we can have the object. So I or you or we or they or she, that is the third person singular noun, played football. Nothing changes. We ate vegetables, he ate vegetables, she ate vegetables, I ate vegetables. So it is the same thing. In the simple past tense, the verb is in the second form and it does not change with any person. So now we'll move on to the past continuous tense. In the past continuous tense, the structure is subject plus be in its past form. The be comes in its past form, and verb, as I told earlier, there has to be a be and ing in the continuous tense. Verb comes in its ing form, and we use this to tell something that was happening at a particular moment, at a particular time. Simple past tense is used to imply that we have already finished that work, we have done it, I finished my work. Is simple past tense, I have finished my work. Is present perfect tense. So when we talk about something that has been finished, that's over, then we use the simple past tense, and past continuous is used to imply what was happening at a particular time in the past. So the structure we use here, as I've said earlier, is the structure here, as I've said earlier, is subject plus be in its past form and verb with an ing. Now let's look at the examples. I was playing football. The past tense of am is was. Now, as I told you earlier, am is also a form of be. The other form is and the other is are. So we are changing the forms of be into its past. So I was playing football. We, you, or the boys were playing football. And the third person singular noun was playing football again. For the third person singular noun and I, we use was. Am changes to was when it's in the past form, and is also changes to was, whereas are changes to were. So the boys were playing football, and the third person singular noun or I was playing football. That is the past continuous tense. Now in the same way, we'll move to the past perfect tense. Now when we talk about something that had recently happened in the past, we are talking about a particular time and we are talking about what had recently happened at that time. In those cases, we use the past perfect tense. And the structure here is noun or pronoun, that is the subject plus had. Now have or had changes to had, plus verb in its past participle form. Once again, subject plus the past form of have or has and verb in its past participle form. I told you earlier, we use have or has plus verb in its third form in all the perfect tenses. So it is the same here, but that have or has changed to had because it is the past. We need something to imply that it's the past. So subject plus had plus verb in its past participle form or the third form. So the example is I, you, we or they had played football or had eaten food. And for the third person singular noun also it is the same. He had played football, he had eaten rice, they had gone to the camp, she had gone to the camp. So it is the same, only have or had changes to the other form, the past form, that is had. Nothing else changes here, and we can use the same things, this verb in the same way with the third person singular noun as well as the others. There is no difference here.
स्मार्टफोन र स्मार्ट जमाना खल्ती हो पैसाको नयाँ ठेगाना डाइनिङ डाइनिङमा बसेर आधा रात उठेर पार्टीमा रमेर शपिङ मल घुमेर टिभीको पेमेन्ट डन इन्टरनेट रिचार्ज डन प्लेनको टिकट डन फिल्मको टिकट डन पैसा नभए नि हातैमा खल्तीबाटै पेमेन्ट डन स्मार्टफोन र स्मार्ट जमाना खल्ती हो पैसाको नयाँ ठेगाना